You hate budgeting because it feels like punishment. Tracking every dollar, feeling guilty for spending, constantly fixing numbers that never seem to work. And yet, you still want to save money. Here's the truth. Most people don't fail at saving because they're irresponsible. They fail because budgeting relies on constant discipline. In this video, I'll show you 4 practical ways to save money without budgeting, without spreadsheets, and without stressing over every purchase. These are systems you can use immediately. How number 1. Automate savings before you see the money. The fastest way to save money without budgeting is to remove decision-making entirely. When money hits your account and you see it sitting there, your brain treats it as available. That's why saving later never works. The solution is automation. Set an automatic transfer that moves money into savings the same day your income arrives. Not the end of the month. Not when you remember. Immediately. Even if it's small, consistency matters more than size. Start with a fixed amount, not a percentage. Percentages fluctuate and create friction. A fixed amount builds stability. Treat savings like a bill you must pay. If your income is irregular, automate transfers after each deposit instead of monthly. This removes emotional interference. You're no longer choosing to save, the system does it for you. Over time, your spending adapts downward automatically. You don't feel deprived because the money was never mentally available. This single change alone solves most savings problems for people who hate budgeting. How number 2. Cut recurring leaks. Ignore everything else. Budgeting fails because it asks you to track everything, even things that barely matter. Most financial damage doesn't come from random spending. It comes from recurring leaks. Subscriptions, delivery habits, convenience costs, and lifestyle creep. Instead of tracking daily expenses, focus only on what repeats monthly. Open your bank statement and scan for recurring charges. Cancel aggressively. Downgrade ruthlessly. Renegotiate when possible. These cuts compound every month without effort. One canceled subscription saves you money forever. One reduced bill frees up cash permanently. Ignore one-off purchases. They don't break your finances. You're not managing money daily, you're designing a cheaper default life. Once recurring costs are under control, saving becomes easier without conscious restraint. This method works because it targets the root cause of financial pressure, not surface behavior. Fewer fixed expenses means more margin. More margin means less stress. No budgeting required. How number 3. Reverse the flow. Save first, spend what's left. Most people try to save whatever is left at the end of the month. That almost always equals 0. The fix is simple: reverse the flow. Savings come first. Spending comes last. Once your automated savings are handled, the remaining money is your spending limit. You don't need categories or tracking. Your balance already tells you what's available. This creates natural boundaries without mental effort. If the money is there, you can spend it guilt-free. If it's not, you stop. This removes shame from spending and eliminates the need for constant self-control. You're not being good with money, you're following a structure. This also prevents lifestyle inflation. As income grows, savings grow automatically before spending adjusts. Over time, this builds momentum. You stop feeling broke even if your income doesn't change because you finally have reserves. This method aligns behavior with reality instead of intention, which is why it works long-term. How number 4. Make savings visible and hard to touch. Invisible money gets spent. Visible money gets respected. Most people keep savings in the same account as spending, which makes it feel temporary. The solution is separation. Open a dedicated savings account that's harder to access, ideally at a different bank. Name it something specific: emergency buffer, freedom fund, or no stress money. Labels change behavior. When savings have a purpose, touching them feels like breaking a rule. Avoid cards linked to savings. Avoid instant transfers. Add friction. Friction protects you from impulse decisions. You're not trying to be disciplined, you're designing obstacles. This also changes how you perceive progress. Watching a separate balance grow creates motivation without effort. You don't need charts or trackers. The balance itself becomes feedback. This method works because humans respond to visual cues and resistance. When money is clearly assigned and slightly inconvenient to reach, it stops feeling spendable. Why these work? Traditional budgeting fails because it relies on constant attention. Attention is finite. Life is busy. Stress drains willpower. When money management depends on daily effort, it collapses under pressure. That's why people know what to do, but still don't save. The problem isn't knowledge. It's structure. Systems outperform discipline every time. These methods work because they shift money decisions from conscious effort to automatic behavior. Automation removes choice. Separation adds friction. Fixed expenses create predictable outcomes. Together, they reduce mental load. When money requires less thinking, it stops feeling overwhelming. This lowers anxiety and increases consistency. Another reason budgeting fails is identity conflict. People who hate budgeting often see themselves as bad with money. That belief creates resistance. These systems bypass identity entirely at first. You don't need to be responsible to automate transfers. You don't need motivation to cancel subscriptions. Action happens first. Identity follows later. Structurally, these approaches focus on leverage. Cutting recurring costs has more impact than tracking coffee purchases. Saving first changes the entire financial flow. Visibility changes behavior without effort. These are high-impact moves. Psychologically, they restore control. Control reduces stress. Reduced stress improves decision-making. That loop reinforces itself. Over time, money stops feeling like a constant threat. You're no longer reacting. You're managing by default. This is why people using systems often say money feels easier, even if their income hasn't changed. The goal isn't perfection. It's reliability. When saving works without daily effort, it finally sticks. Here's the identity shift that makes this work long-term. People who save money don't try harder. They design smarter. They don't obsess over every purchase. They don't rely on motivation. They build systems that protect them from their own impulses. That's the difference. In conclusion, you don't need a budget to save money. You need systems. Automate savings immediately. Cut recurring leaks. Save first, spend what's left. Separate and label your savings. These 4 changes remove stress and build progress without effort. The goal isn't restriction. It's peace. If this approach makes sense to you, this channel is for people who want clarity, control, and systems that actually work. Subscribe if you want practical money strategies without fake motivation.